some colored papers, some wires, 3 straws. Using them depict dowry? Hi, I'm Palakakar Khanna and I'll be answering each and every doubt in your mind or heart regarding the situation test. So let's begin with the basics first. What is a situation test? So situation test is the second round of NIFT entrance examination for Bachelor of Design. The first round being a combination of GAT and CAT exam, that is your general ability test and the creative ability test. And once you clear the round 1, you are then shortlisted to sit for round 2, that is situation test. I know what's going on in your mind. Your next question is, what is the weightage of this round? If we talk about the weightage, so it carries 20% of the weightage in the overall marks, whereas CAT carries 50% and GAT carries 30%. I guess now you're wondering that why on this earth is this test being carried out? So after checking your GK, your English, your maths, your drawing skills and whatnot, now they want to check your ability to create a 3-dimensional model. Yes. It isn't easy to be a designer, right? Bring it on. So while studying design in your college before creating the final product, you are required to make a lot of prototypes of products that you are imagining or the spaces that you want to design. So it's very important that you are good with handling various materials to construct a model, a prototype of your idea, and you are good with paper cutting, paper manipulation, putting things to creative use during the college time. So situation test is basically like a practical test where you don't have to draw anything but create something 3D, hands-on out of the given materials that are provided to you in the exam. So I'm sure now you want to know how many questions are asked in this test. So you are usually given a question with 2 to 3 choices, out of which you have to select one and create a 3D model as per the question's demand using the materials provided to you during the exam and explain the whole concept of your model in the write-up. And the total time to complete the model as well as the write-up is 2 hours. Now let's discuss what kind of questions are asked in the situation test. So each year questions are different than the previous ones. But if we broadly analyze the type of questions NIFT has been putting up, let me simplify it for you all so that you have a clarity of what to practice. So we can broadly divide the types of questions into 3 categories: designing a product, designing a space, and designing a concept. So the question can fall under any of these categories. Let's talk about each one of them one by one. So designing a product are the simplest kind of questions because you know what the examiner is asking from you. It can have questions like design a crown for Miss Universe 2050. It could be design a trophy or a memento for Corona warriors, or for the artist of the year, or for the designer of the year, or a poet, or designing a chair for the kids, or table lamp, purse, bottle, mascot, etc, etc. So any physical product can be asked straight away in this question, and they are most easier ones to recognize as there is no confusion, although you have to apply a lot of creativity and concept in these two, but they are relatively less confusing in terms of understanding a question. The second one is designing a space. So space does not mean that space, okay? Some of you still might get confused on this. So space means an area or a place to be designed. It can be interior of a drawing room, it can be stage of a fashion show, or it can be a visual merchandising of a store. By the way, visual merchandising is the window display outside any store. So any physical space, and this year as everything has been carried out more online, it can be any virtual space too. It can be depicting a Zoom meeting or depicting a kid's virtual or online class, etc. So the third category is the most complex one, where a lot of students get confused and do the wrong analysis of the question, or sometimes go completely blank on what has to be done in such a question. And that is designing a concept. So in this category, we have questions like design a model depicting dowry, or design a model to promote Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, or design a model to stop corruption or promote Make in India, etc. Or design a game for a blind kid. So it's not just a single product, it's like a combination of things and the idea that will overall convey the complete concept. So in this kind of a question, Students usually don't know what exactly has to be done and made and how to depict that through a model. But don't worry, we'll discuss about how to exactly approach these kind of questions as well. But let's get to know the whole basic idea of this test first. Now, what kind of materials are provided to you in NIFT? So a lot of students get confused here about what shall we carry with us and what will be provided to us. So there are two sets of things that are needed to build any model. One is the material that goes into making that model, like paper, cardboard, etc. And the other set is the tools that you require to use those materials properly and creatively. So material set is provided to you by NIFT. It will be a pouch that will have certain things like a colored paper, a cardboard, thermocol sheet, mount board, some clay maybe, metal wire, straws, ice cream sticks, thermocol balls, paper clips, aluminium foils, etc. It can be any regular thing or something very different as well. So the material changes each year. Be prepared for the surprises too. And every student gets the same set of material. Now let's talk about what are the things that you can carry along with you. So that's a set of tools or stationery items only. So the basic geometry tools like a cutting mat, pencils, eraser, sharpener, a scale, a paper cutter, pair of scissors, Fevicol, Fevisticks, staplers, double-sided tapes, single-sided tapes, etc. And a pair of handkerchief to keep your hands clean from the glue and all. We'll be doing a detailed video on this and we'll go in depth along with the tips on how to carry these well prepared to save time in the situation test while taking necessary precautions, do's and don'ts for the same. The link you'll find in the description box below. Let's now talk about the write-up part. Once you're done with making your model in those 2 hours, you have to place your ready model on the table along with the answer sheet where you have written your write-up. And clean the rest of the mess out, all the paper bits, cut out, etc. And you are then asked to leave the premises, and after that the examiner along with the mark sheet comes to each of the table where you have left your model, and there is no one to tell him about your model. Which option have you chosen? What thing in your model is representing what? What is your inspiration behind it? What is your concept and idea? So that is where he's going to pick up the sheet where you have written the write-up about your model in 100-200 words that will explain the whole thing to him. So it's very important to plan the time in a way so that in those 2 hours you have good 15 to 20 minutes at least in the end to frame and to give a creative and precise write-up because it carries marks. Finally, let's talk about the judgment criteria. How are your models assessed? First criteria is your concept. How unique, new, innovative ideas you have come up with. Your space visualization skills, your concept generation ideas skills. Again, no ideas from Google or pre-existing ideas will work. You have to be unique as the examiners are very smart. They're well aware of everything that's available on internet, the pages students follow, so they would easily know if it's a copied idea. That's why the major component of our course is to train your mind to instantly think of creative ideas on the spot. The second criteria is your material handling skill. How innovatively you've used the wire that has been given. How have you made the use of that clay and the aluminium foil? So the art of material handling is very important. Third criteria is stability and finesse of the model. Having a good idea and a creative model is just not enough. Your model would be picked up in hands, would be analyzed properly, how stable it is, how properly have you fixed up everything. So anything loose or falling out of it would be a big minus in your marks. Apart from the finesse of your model, how neatly it is done also matters. Models having pencil marks, Fevicol stains, tapes showing here and there will have the marks deducted. The fourth judging criteria is composition and color schemes. Now just using those materials somehow completely in the given model won't be just enough. You have to make sure that the color schemes, the aesthetics you are choosing to use is as per your inspiration. The composition of the room and the space is well balanced, the elements are spaced in a balanced composition, and overall presentation of the entire model along with the write-up carries marks. Keep all of these things in your mind during the exam. I hope this much has given you an overall realistic idea about the situation test exam. So here's a little assignment for you guys, as before we dive deeper in this series, I want to see where you all stand currently and what are the problems that you're facing, and would love to give you the feedbacks on your models. So here comes the assignment. The pandemic had everyone upgrade their skills from physical to digital, and our teachers did a commendable job by adapting quickly from physical classes to online education system so that imparting education was not disrupted. Design a memento to pay tribute to the teachers of your school. And these are the materials that you can use. Make this one with a timer on for 2 hours along with the write-up and share with us on our Instagram page. The link of it is given in the description box below. So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel of the Design Ladder and following us on Instagram, as both the pages are going to have much more content coming up to help you ace this exam and make sure that you land up into your dream design college. If you enjoyed today's session, encourage us with your comments in the comment section below. It keeps us really motivated to bring more for you. Take care, all the very best. Bye-bye.